All right, got our 20% discount because we live in Seminole County. And I'm a veteran, so But this is all new. Little birdies.
But it changes.
But it changes, yeah, look at that. Can you do that? Hold on, let me see if I can do that. Can you do this? No, your butt, it doesn't do it for your butt. Oh well.
All the this is new, bungee jumps and everything. Running around, inflatable balls.
It's all new. I haven't seen this.
You walk on water.
Yeah, they zip you up and then they walk in the water.
Oh.
We should have you do that.
Talk about being a little bit claustrophobic.
Oh, hold on. Gator turns into a gator eating a frog. And we got a rhino.
Turned into another rhino.
I don't remember any of this.
They have Relay for Life. Well, they've had Relay for Life here for a few years. Once they had before, back when the park first opened, that used to be the entrance. This also used to be parking. But then when they started having more events here, they opened the area over here for birthday parties and insect zoo and all of that. Then they cleaned it out to have more of a paved area, which is good because they really have a
Massey Services Insect Zoo. Doesn't he kill them all?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Hello. You're on candid camera.
Hi. There you are.
Thank you.
Enjoy your day.
This used to be the main entrance before.
Location stuff. Okay.
We can go to the
Clouded leopard.
snakes. Something's happening at noon.
Yeah.
Red-billed hornbill. Look past the
One up there, but you can't really see it. There it goes. Awesome.
Let's go to the reptile thing.
Alright, we're off to the reptile thing. Herpetarium.
This is new too. This wasn't here last time I was here. Oh, hear it?
No, I wanted to have on the table.
My boots would be all the way up to my butt if I were handling venomous snakes.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Central Florida Zoo. My name is Dave, this is Andrea, and we're two of the reptile keepers here. And you guys have come to a show called Venom. So you ready to see some poisonous reptiles? Okay. One person isn't, and she's correct, because we're not going to see any poisonous reptiles today, only venomous ones. If you guys have been through our herpetarium, you actually only saw one poisonous animal in the entire building, and that's the smallest animal we have on display, the little poison dart frogs that are hopping around with some of our snakes. There is a difference between poisonous and venomous animals. Poisonous animals give off a secretion or a toxin through their skin or through special glands on their skin, and you would have to touch, lick, or eat that animal in order to get sick. Venomous animals, on the other hand, they have to inject their toxin directly into your body. So think about animals that bite or sting, like snakes, wasps, scorpions. They need a delivery system to get that toxin into your body. You can actually touch or lick snake venom, and it will not necessarily harm you unless you would have a cut where that it could get directly into your bloodstream. Now, having said that, I don't recommend anybody try that at home. But the animals we're going to bring out today are venomous. They're still fully intact. They have their fangs, venom glands. They've not been milked or anything like that. So they are potentially dangerous animals. Therefore, we have a few safety rules. Number one, please keep all of your body parts on your side of the wall, and we will do our best to keep the animals on this side of the wall. They rarely make it over, so you guys should be just fine. Number two, if you drop anything into the show area, get our attention and we will retrieve it for you. Don't try to get it yourself. And three, we can't have anybody sitting or standing on the wall. All right, so Andrea's going to bring out our first venomous reptile. Here in Florida, we have 44 different types of snakes. Of those 44, only 6 are venomous, and of those 6, only 4 are found right here in Central Florida. We have the coral snake, real easy to identify, red, black, and yellow, where the red and yellow bands touch. We have the cottonmouth or water moccasin, kind of a brown snake that likes to hang out near the water. We have the world's smallest species of rattlesnake, the dusky pygmy rattlesnake that rarely exceeds 18 inches. And we have the world's largest species of rattlesnake, the eastern diamondback, which can exceed 8 feet long. Now this is one that you are not likely to find here in Florida, but does anybody have a guess as to what type of snake this is? It is a rattlesnake. Anybody want to guess more specifically? No, this is a very, very rare rattlesnake, probably the rarest type of rattlesnake in the world. This is the Aruba Island rattlesnake. Can anybody guess where that's found?
Aruba?
Very good. So yes, this type of rattlesnake is found only on the island of Aruba. And what do you think of when you think of Aruba?
Jamaica.
Desert.
Yeah, vacation, sandy beaches, etc. It's an extremely popular tourist destination, and that has been the demise for the Aruba Island rattlesnake because most of the island has been torn down in order to make way for tourist-type things like hotels, resorts, golf courses, etc. They estimate that there's only about 10 square miles of suitable habitat left for the Aruba Island rattlesnake, and unfortunately it's not one big 10 square mile chunk. It's broken up, so they have trouble finding each other in order to reproduce and survive. So the reason we have such a rare snake here is we're part of what's called a species survival plan. So we have a male and a female Aruba Island rattlesnake, and all the other zoos and aquariums that have these snakes, we all get together. They're in one database. We know all of their lineage. We know their parents, their grandparents, etc. And somebody sits down every year and decides which snakes should be bred to which other snakes in order to maintain the most genetic diversity in the captive population, so that if things improve out into the wild or if things get worse out in the wild, we'll have a strong genetically viable population of Aruba Island rattlesnakes in order to repopulate. Now, the Aruba Island rattlesnake is not the only animal that participates in the species survival plan. If you look around our zoo on the information signs, you might see a rhino symbol on some animals, and that means they are also part of their own species survival plan. So it's basically like online dating for animals. We might have to send our female to another zoo to meet their male, or they might send us a female to meet our male, etc. Now the two that we have are siblings, so they won't be meeting each other. but we're just kind of holding them until suitable mates are found for them. All right, so we're going to let the Aruba Island rattlesnake stretch her legs, so to speak, for a little while. We're going to bring out our next venomous reptile for you.
All right. So our next animal that we're going to bring out for you today actually has a lot in common with this Aruba Island rattlesnake, but it might be a little bit more big, a little bit more impressive. You can hear her giving herself away already. And if you weren't here at the beginning, just a reminder of our safety rules. This is the Venom Show. We do have venomous animals here, so if everybody can please keep their hands, fingers, toes, everything on your side of the wall. We'll keep everything on our side of the wall. So you should stay over here. You should be just fine, as long as you stay on your side of the wall. So, when Dave was talking earlier about native species that we have in Central Florida, he mentioned the eastern diamondback rattlesnake, and that is one that we're lucky enough to have here.
Good grief.
This is indeed an eastern diamondback rattlesnake, but she looks very different than one that you might see out in the wild because she is what we call an albino rattlesnake. So that is something that occurs in lots of different species. It's kind of more recognizable as a mammal species, but they do have albino reptiles as well, and that means that she's missing the coloration in her cells. Normally, they would be a nice green and brown coloration in those diamonds. You could still see the diamonds visible on her, but so she is missing her first defense, her natural defense that she would have out in the wild, which is their camouflage. So it is something that does occur naturally. It's just a recessive gene. So they do have albino animals out in the wild, but especially with snakes and many other species, they don't last long out in the wild, because if a bird of prey or any kind of other predator happened upon them, they would easily be able to pick them out of the leaf litter, since they don't have all the greens and browns and camouflage inside of it. So they don't usually make it to be that old out in the wild, because believe it or not, small snakes do have a lot of predators, even if they are venomous. But she's grown up in human care, so she's just fine. She is pretty large, but not nearly as big as they could get. They are the largest species of rattlesnake in the world. The largest one ever recorded was 8 foot 4 inches. So the males tend to get much bigger than the females in rattlesnake species, so that includes our eastern diamondbacks there. But she is a little above average of what people usually see out in the wild. But they do have potential to be very large. So she is doing way better than our Aruba Island rattlesnake at showing you exactly what that rattle's for. Does anybody know what a rattle is for on a rattlesnake?
Let us know.
Warning, exactly, yeah. So their first line of defense, camouflage, they want to just blend in. Second line of defense is warning. If they are being bothered by a predator, or she's in a grumpy mood, she doesn't want to be bothered by Dave today, apparently, they're going to shake that rattle and warn you to back off. Because snakes don't have ears, they can't hear externally, so they're not communicating with each other. And they certainly don't want to rattle right when they're going to strike at their food, because they don't want to scare it and then it'll go away. So they're warning big things like us or deers or something that could step on them and mess with them. Back up, or I'm here, don't step on me. If you don't heed that warning, that's when people do get bit. That's their only other line of defense. Unfortunately, they're not really good at shoving you away or kicking you or anything. All they can do is defend themselves with their mouth. So there are about 4,000 to 7,000 venomous snake bites in our country every year. But when you hear some numbers behind that, it might make a little bit more sense. So over 50% of snakebite victims in our country, in the U.S., have 3 things in common. They are males, between the ages of 18 to 35, and they have one other through their bloodstream. Bud Light. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, alcohol. Yep. Over half of venomous snake bites in our country occur on young men under the influence of alcohol. So what does that tell you?
Don't drink.
Don't drink. Stay sober. You'll be fine. No, it means that it was people who were putting themselves in harm's way, making bad decisions. They were getting closer to the snake by either trying to catch the snake, kill the snake, or even move it away from their backyard barbecue because they didn't want it there. Either way, you're putting yourself closer to the snake and the
We're ready. Let's go inside.
Terrified of frogs, probably from age 8 to age.
It's a tiny frog. That is the Amazon milk frog.
Viper.
Look at that.
Can weigh up to 40 pounds, it says.
His head is right there. You can't try to get a good view of it without the.
Guess what's for real?
So,
You gotta sing Africa now.
God bless the rain down in Africa. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a cane toad. It's like a cane toad. Black-breasted turtle. It's like, hey, stay away from my. It's a skink.
It's a big skink.
That was a very large skink. Look at that guy.
See the darker one?
Bam!
They're like best friends. It's cute. They look great.
Mexican and Cantil. Focus.
2 and 1.
Central American jumping viper. Can't.
2 and 1.
2 and 1?
It's 2 snakes.
Is it?
Yeah. See?
Oh yeah. Just kind of chilling.
See this one?
Corn snake.
Here you go, Melissa. It's the corn snake.
He's not in there.
It's not there.
Here's a Florida native though. Central and southern Florida.
That's not a king snake.
That's what it says.
Alright.
Unless that's the copperhead. Pygmy rattlesnake, that's the one people get bit by all the time.
A little tiny one. Right there.
Like, one.
Pine snake. He's just chilling. He's actually quite large. And then this guy up here. Or no, that's the indigo snake. That's the one that's endangered. That's the indigo. The Florida pine snake is this guy. He's moving. Where's he going? He's back there. These indigo snakes are the ones that I have to call FWC on. A timber rattler. They look.
He's in hibernation right now. Called brumation.
Here's the cottonmouth.
So water moccasin is what everybody knows up here.
The eastern diamondback, another albino. Outside, there's another guy back there.
This is so
Bearded lizards. Not very bearded. Chilling out.
Oh, hay otra, mira. It's a rattlesnake.
Standing on something brown. See the eyes moving?
This is a dart frog.
There's one right in the back there. See?
It's a tiny dart frog.
That's the one that's the only poisonous one in here.
And this is a tree boa.
Emerald tree boa.
Emerald tree boa.
The one outside. Aruba, that's the one they're showing outside.
Camel.
White tree frogs, but another tree boa.
Shedding.
Chilling out there. There's the frog.
Wait, we're gonna wait to see the green one. Yeah, look at that green stuff. Is it like the one in your yard? Is it the one you want?
Pythons right there.
Carpet python.
No. Yeah, a frog. Actually, yellow. The gecko. My God. I should have get Oh, wait,
There's the eyelash viper. Hanging out there. And we got this guy. This guy right here.
He's a gecko.
The new Caledonian giant gecko. The Egyptian cobra. Probably because, you know, got the Egypts here. And the beautiful pit viper, which is right there in the back. He's shy. He gets hit up on a lot, that's why.
There it comes.
Go see. He's showing off friends. He's showing off friends.
He pushed us. So cute. You ready, Elena? Yeah. Got her. So adorable. Oh. He's like, I'm showing off for you guys.
Yep. So y'all want to try?
When you're
play
more over
a
there
game,
too,
just
there's
a
some
short little
video
game,
something
three
on
animals, a matching game. You want to wait? You want to try
Tina,
match
baby.
Michael Phelps here. Different animals. Yeah. A badger, a lizard, and an otter, and then I have the 3 different skulls here. If y'all want to try. Sure, you want to do? I guess we'll do like a short. What do you think of him?
Coming back, coming back.
Number 1.
Hi.
Number 2, and 6 on the sides over here.
Standing up. It's a bear. Look at that guy. Baby, which one's Pomone?
Which bunch is Pomone?
Yeah. I don't. They're not singing.
I'd say that one is Pomone down there. Oh, it's Pumbaa, not
Pumbaa.
Pomone.
Oh,
Pumbaa.
Pumbaa and Timon.
Yes, Pumbaa.
Pumbaa. Which one's Pumbaa?
I think-
When I was a young warthog.
You can smell it now. It's under my arm. There it is! Woo!
A little skimpy on the wax, but you know.
What you get for $3?